3 men, 1 locked island, and a meal still waiting on the table. How do 3 experienced lighthouse keepers vanish from the face of the earth, leaving absolutely no trace behind? No bodies, no struggle, just silence. This is the true unsolved mystery of the Flannan Isles. The year is 1900. The location is the Flannan Isles, a cluster of jagged rocks in the Outer Hebrides of Scotland. It is a place where the Atlantic Ocean meets the edge of the world, a place of constant wind and crushing waves. There, on the highest point, stood a lighthouse, a beacon of safety for passing ships. It was manned by 3 keepers: James Ducat, the principal keeper, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur. These were not amateurs. They were seasoned men, hardened by years of service at sea. They knew the ocean, and they respected it. But on December 15th, something went wrong. A steamer passing by reported that the light was dead. The darkness lasted for days. On December 26th, the relief ship, the Hesperus, finally arrived. The captain, James Harvey, sensed something was wrong immediately. As the ship approached the island, there was no welcome. Usually, the keepers would fly a flag. They would come down to the landing to catch the ropes. But today, the rock was deserted. Captain Harvey sounded the ship's whistle. The sound echoed off the cliffs, but no one answered. He fired a distress flare into the sky. It exploded in a burst of light, but still, silence. The relief keeper, Joseph Moore, was sent ashore. He walked up the steep stairs toward the lighthouse. His heart was pounding in his chest. He called out their names: James, Thomas, Donald. But the only sound was the screaming wind and the cry of the seagulls. When Moore reached the lighthouse, the gate was closed, but the entrance door was unlocked. He stepped inside. The air was cold and heavy. In the kitchen, he found a scene frozen in time. A meal of meat and potatoes was on the table, cooked but untouched. A chair was overturned on the floor, as if someone had jumped up in sudden terror. On the wall, the clock had stopped, its ticking silenced. But Moore noticed something else, something chilling. On the coat rack, only 1 set of oilskins remained. This meant that one of the keepers had gone out into the winter storm. Without his protective gear, no experienced keeper would ever do that, unless they had no choice, unless they were running from something. Moore searched the entire island. He found twisted iron railings near the cliff edge, bent like wire. He found a massive stone block weighing more than a ton, moved out of place. But he found no bodies. James, Thomas, and Donald were gone. The investigation turned to the logbook. And this is where the mystery deepens. The entries described a storm of terrifying power. Thomas Marshall wrote, "Severe winds. The sea is high. Never seen the like." He wrote that the men were praying, that Donald MacArthur, a tough man known for his strength, was crying. This was strange. Why would a storm make them cry? But the strangest part came next. Official weather reports from nearby ships confirmed there was no storm. The sea was calm. The sky was clear. So, what were they afraid of? What made the wind scream in their ears when the air was still? The final entry in the logbook was written on December 15th. It was simple and final. Storm ended. Sea calm. God is over all. After that line, the ink stops. Did a rogue wave, a monster of water, sweep them from the cliffs? Did the isolation drive them to madness and murder? Or did something ancient, something from the deep ocean, come to claim them. To this day, the Flannan Isles remain empty. The lighthouse is automated now. A machine does the job of men. But sailors who pass by the rock still claim that on quiet nights, you can hear voices on the wind, calling out names. From a darkness that never ends, the ocean keeps its secrets. If you enjoyed this story and want to explore more dark chapters of history, click the subscribe button now. Welcome to the short chapter. Don't turn off the light. Until the next video.